Yes, I do wish death on transphobic people because they wish death on me.
Woo! Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Speechless Cut for Time. I'm your host, Kev Phares, 22-year-old conservative college student out of Central Illinois, host of Speechless on Cities 92.9, the news and talk of Bloomington Normal. But I can't necessarily fit everything I want to do on my 2-hour Sunday show, and some of it can be a little vulgar. So what do? I bring it right here to you guys on YouTube in my Cut for Time segments. And to make sure you guys don't miss a minute of it, don't forget to like this video, smash it. It's right down there. Subscribe to the channel, comment what you think, and share this with your friends because they might get a laugh or some insight from these as well. But I'm going to react to some TikToks today, and so I'm going to get to that one, but that's insane. Oh, we got some insane people here, but we're going to start off with this one right here. I do want to be clear too. So I like to do blind reactions. I'd love to do blind reactions, but I produce all my own content. And so if you want to send me things to react to 100% blind, send them to me in that email because I have to get to know a little bit of the things I'm going to talk about. Because since I produce it all on my own, I can't necessarily do it completely blind, but I'm going to do it as blind as I possibly can right now. So let's start right here with this one right here.
People want to say that I don't experience PMS symptoms, but I've been cramping incredibly bad all day, and at some point my pain tolerance went away and it started hurting incredibly bad for the last 2 hours, so much so that it made me go and throw up 3 times. So yeah, PMS symptoms are ruining my Disney trip.
Oh,
ruining my Disney trip.
Ruining your Disney trip. Okay, so a few things with this one. I want to start off with the fact that anybody, if you were an adult without children and you were going on a Disney trip, I honestly shame you a little bit. You might disagree with me. That might be a controversial take, but I'm no stranger to controversy. Secondly, that is a biological man. It is abundantly clear that is a biological man. And yet he is experiencing PMS symptoms. Now, as one of our Supreme Court justices would say, I'm not a biologist. I am not a doctor. But I am sure that if you were a biological man having the same symptoms of PMS, then you should probably get that. And if they're so bad that they're ruining your Disney trip, you should probably get checked out by a doctor. Now, it could be simply that he ate something rank and so it's causing some cramps in his stomach, or it could be like appendicitis. I don't know. Again, I'm not a doctor, but that one is just, fascinating to me, the level of mental illness we have in society. And speaking of mental illness, this next one is a mental health counselor. And she has some interesting things to say when it comes to losing weight, which many of you guys might know is a little personal to me. So let's take a look and a listen at this one.
Another great question. This person was asking if there is any time in which intentional weight loss is not fat phobic. I'm going to say 99.9% of the times
it's not fat
if
phobic.
You are intentionally losing weight, it is fat phobic.
No, that's
I'm leaving that 0.01% in case I am truly, truly wrong. But
before we let her keep going, for anybody this is your first time tuning in, I talk a lot on my radio show, especially about how in the last 7 months of my life, I went from being a little over around 200 pounds, a little over, give or take. And I was unhappy with myself. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt. I always felt like I had problems with my stomach and I was overeating. It was bad. And so one day I made a lot of different changes in my life and I started making a routine for myself to work out consistently and eat better. Not great, but better. And since then, I've lost about 45 pounds. So according to this mental health counselor, I am an extremely fat phobic individual because I intentionally lost weight. Let's see what else she has to say.
I don't think I am. And here's the reason why. I'm not saying if you exercise and happen to lose weight, that is fat phobic. I
didn't happen to lose weight. Part of it was because I wanted to lose weight and also be healthier. But I think she might address that.
And if you start a medication and you happen to lose weight, that is fat phobic. I am not saying that if you're going through any type of, illness and that is altering your body in some way, that is fat phobic. I'm saying when you are intentionally exercising to lose weight, altering your diet to lose weight, doing any activity intentionally to lose weight is fat phobic. And the reason why is because you are intentionally attempting to make your body smaller to fit into what narrative? The narrative that smaller is healthier, even though we've already discussed why that's not true.
Wait, that's not true? That's not true. And I don't know what she had said at one point to discuss it already, but here's the truth for you. Out of the National Library of Medicine, so pretty trustworthy source, I'd say, it takes only small amounts of weight loss to prevent progression to type 2 diabetes. This is a there is also graded improvement in measures of quality of life, depression, anxiety, sexual dysfunction, urinary stress incontinence, whereby improvements are demonstrable, and modest weight loss, just 5 to 10%. And with further weight loss, there are even further improvements. There are a lot, and that doesn't even mention all the cardiovascular and the relief of your heart and muscles for just moving around your day-to-day. If you have less weight that you're carrying around, then it's easier on your heart. So for anybody who says that it's a false narrative that losing weight is healthy, look, there are unhealthy ways to lose weight, and I don't recommend those. But for anybody who says that losing weight is automatically 100% can be unhealthy or is totally unhealthy, you are a liar. And this is a mental health counselor. Again, you can have significant improvements by losing weight on depression, anxiety, sexual dysfunction, more. Wouldn't you think that a mental health counselor would want to encourage people? Oh, no. Why? Maybe it would take away from her business. But what else does this crazy lady have to say?
I know there was another comment on this video that said something along the lines of, when I'm lighter, I don't have as many issues with my mobility. And that may be a correlation, but it doesn't necessarily mean that extra weight is a causation.
Right. So when I'm bigger, when I weigh more, it's harder for me to move around. Issue with mobility. When I'm smaller, I don't have as hard of a time moving around. Look, I get the correlation versus causation argument, but what else was changed in this scientific experiment? Because she says automatically, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the reason. Likely is, probably.
Especially if you are not in care of somebody like a physical therapist that is specifically certified or has previously practiced physical therapy with a fat body. And I say that because as a personal trainer with a fat body, I know that movements impact people differently based on their body size, type, shape, mobility, a million things.
I got to be honest, I wouldn't trust a fat-bodied personal trainer just as much as I don't trust a skinny chef.
So pretty much no. There is no time in which intentional weight loss is not fat phobic. And that's just kind of the way it is.
Look, here's my thing with this. I said a lot of it throughout there. I'm 100. I guarantee you, by all of their standards, I'm fat phobic. Do I hate all fat people? Do I hate fat people? No. I'm afraid of fat people? No. Do I want to have better chances of living longer and having a better life in which I don't look at myself in the mirror and am ashamed of what I see? Because what I saw was not just a big belly. It was laziness, sloth, gluttony. Somebody who didn't look like they took care of themselves. And not only does that make me feel bad about myself, I guarantee you there's other people that look at me and are like, that guy doesn't look like he takes care of himself. Which is not an impression you want to have on people, simply. But if you're comfortable in where you're at and you can get by just fine, that's perfectly fine. Go for that. But also recognize, don't have these people out here telling you that being Lizzo-sized blimp or like a flippin' Zeppelin is good and healthy, and that you're perfectly fine just the way you are. No. Anybody who says you are fine just the way you are doesn't want to see you be better. And everybody in every area of their life can be better. That's what you should strive to do. Just saying. All right, let's take a look at this one. This one's about college, which is also personal to me as I am currently in college, finishing up college. So take a look and a listen at this one.
To the left this time. Right foot to the left. Left foot to the left. Slide to the left. Slide to the left. To the left, to the left, to the left.
Yeah, so the joke being that they went to college and they became very, very liberal. Okay, well, what does it say about you? What does that say about you? Because as it currently stands in America, the divide between Republicans and Democrats, conservatives and liberals, however you want to frame it, is very values-based. And so if you are confident in who you are, where you want to be in life, and the values you hold, then going to college shouldn't necessarily change your political views. It shouldn't. And this is why I say to everybody, do not send your children to college if, one, they do not have a clear plan of where they want to end up. If they're going undecided or anything like that, have them go to a community college or a trade school, something like that. Have them take some time to figure out what they really want to do in life. Because it's not only a waste of money, but they obviously don't know who they are. And a four-year university is not a place for somebody that doesn't know who they are. You want to know why? Because of the second reason. Because they need, to send your kid to college, they need to have a solid, fundamental understanding of their core values so that when they go to college, if they have a professor, which it happens at almost every university in the nation, there is a professor that pushes their opinion as if it is objective fact and will not tolerate other opinions. And 99.9% of the time, statistic, it's not necessarily verifiable, just I'm colloquially saying it. 99.9% of the time, that professor is a liberal, leftist, progressive, Marxist. One of those terms. So, send your kid to college only and only if, or you yourself, if you're watching this, only go to college. You know exactly why you are going to college. And if you have fundamental core values that you will not, that you know you are not going to abandon. Look, I'm all for having an open mind. But if it is clear to you that a fundamental core value to you is smaller government or not necessarily having as much government overreach in your life, then that shapes your political opinions. And a college, many of them, and certain college classes, will challenge you on that. And that's fine. Be challenged. But don't just go whichever the way the wind blows you in a college. Just saying. All right, we got one more, and I gave you guys a preview at the beginning because of the absurdity with it. So let's take a look and a listen at this one.
Yes, I do wish death on transphobic people because they wish death on me and have caused death to many, many, many of my brothers and sisters in the trans community. I want to stab all of you to death as many times as I can. I want to stab you in the throat and twist it like I'm carving a fucking pumpkin. I want to shred you into tiny fucking pieces. I want to tear your fucking bones out from your goddamn body. I want to scoop your brains out with a fucking spoon. I want to eat your fucking flesh.
So mental illness is a very, very big issue in America. And even many on the left agree with the fact that we need to have a better mental health care system. That person should be investigated by their local police department, maybe even FBI or something like that. Because first off, one of the first things that individual said was that it does not, it believes that transphobic people should die. So basically calling for my death. Because by their definition, I'm not afraid of trans people. I just don't believe that you can actually change your gender, which many in the scientific community would agree. However, blatantly calling for my death and also says that I wish death upon them. I do not. I would like to be abundantly clear. I do not wish death on anybody. I'm pro-life. I am pro-life, womb to tomb. I don't even support the death penalty, period. I don't wish death unto anybody. That person not only began with saying, I wish death to all these people, but then went on to be very, very graphic in exactly what she would do to somebody like me, would stab me, carve me like a pumpkin, and then eat my flesh. And then you'll have people that will come out and say it's not, that the transgenderism, gender dysphoria, all that is not really a mental illness. I'm sorry. Well, now we shouldn't have necessarily the same ones we had back in the day, but we need to bring back psychiatric institutions. I get the reasons for abolishing them in some ways in the 1960s, but we should have reformed them instead of having reformed them without the abuses and everything that were going on. But we need to bring those kinds of things back. And that's the kind of place that a person like this should be, because they have a lot of demons, if not are actually possessed. And I don't like saying that all the time, but that person is obviously possessed by something, spiritual or not, but at least possessed by a hatred of anybody who disagrees with their viewpoint on the world. And is anybody mentally stable if they can't accept that people are going to disagree with you? I don't know. But what do you guys think? Those are some of the TikToks I had to react to. Again, feel free to always email me, shoot me an email, leave it in the comments if there's anything else you want me to react to. I like doing these. I think it's fun. And we just find some fascinating people out there. Once again, guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed, ring that notification bell, hit it to all, comment what you think, and share this with your friends. God bless you guys. God bless America. And until next time, you've been watching Speechless. Cut for time.